Cashman, Reverend Tim Linchek, Dr. Matthew Kinjera-Thinkle, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, family, friends, and my fellow classmates. I am blessed to have the opportunity to address you today. To be honest, writing this speech has been the most difficult assignment I've ever received at Divine Word College. When I transferred here 3 years ago, I never imagined that I would be a speaker at commencement. It makes me nervous because I know that I'm supposed to leave you with some important insight that I gained from my time here, but I'm not used to giving inspiration. Information I can do, but I don't know much about inspiring people. And the last thing I'd want was everyone to leave and think, why did they choose this guy to speak? So I asked around for advice as to how to find just the right thing to say. Someone told me to, for once, speak from your heart, not from your head. I was not confident that I could do that, so I did what any other modern college student would do and Googled valedictory speeches. They all said things like, we'll always look back on these days, or we are the leaders of tomorrow. Though true statements, I didn't want to dwell on such obvious facts. One story, however, did catch my attention. During the Seattle Special Olympics several years ago, there was a 100-yard dash. 9 contestants, all either physically or mentally disabled, entered the race. They assembled at the starting line, and at the sound of the gun, they took off. Not long after the start, one boy stumbled and fell, hurting his knee. He began to cry, and when the other 8 children heard him, they slowed down, turned around, and ran back to him. One girl bent down and kissed the boy, saying, "This'll make it better." So the little boy got up, and he and the rest of the runners linked their arms together and joyfully walked to the finish line. They all finished at the same time, and when they did, everyone at the stadium clapped and cheered. I think this story gives a nice image of what life here at DWC is like. We each enter the race with different levels of English, different academic and cultural backgrounds, and different abilities. At times, someone struggles and falls behind, but instead of leaving them like most people would in college, we go back together and help them up. We know that what matters in life is more than winning for ourselves, but also helping others. Seated around the chapel today is a group of people who always challenge, push, and demand the best of each other. I've never believed in myself more than I have since coming to DWC, because the people here have an immense capacity for compassion and generosity. Their intelligence is astounding, and I'm always amazed that no matter how busy we all get, people always make the time to love and care for one another. But these are not characteristics that we learned on our own. Our families have been a continuous source of inspiration for us, and their presence in our lives is part of the reason we are here today. Father Ken once said that graduation is not about you so much as it is about the community. It's a celebration of the work and sacrifice people made for you. I think that today, more than ever, as we prepare to transition into the next stage of our lives, we must remind our families of how much we appreciate and respect their dedication. Whether they are here or not, allowed us to come here or not, our families recognized how important our education is. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my own family, especially my mother, for supporting me. As a single parent, she sacrificed vacations and golf outings to help me with my homework, drive me to school, and provide the things I needed to grow up into the person I am today. It's not a lie to say that I think that she only got over my coming here about 2 weeks ago. But I nonetheless thank her for being there for me. Growing up, she asked me all the time what I wanted to be when I graduated from college because it was assumed I would go. A teacher, I replied. Okay, be a teacher. No, I want to be a chef. Okay, be a chef. I'm going to be a doctor. Okay, be a doctor. Mom, I'm going to be a singer. No. So when I called my mom from Pitt to inform her that I was moving to Iowa to study in the seminary, she asked me why I would leave studying microbiology to be a priest. My roommate was in the room, so I whispered into the phone, because I'm not happy here. Well, what makes you think you'll be happy in Iowa, of all places? I could not answer her at that time, but after 3 years, I think I have a response. In my favorite book, To Kill a Mockingbird, the character Atticus Finch says, "Before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself." I did not know how to live with myself or what that meant, so I came here to learn who I am and what I truly want to be, which was not a doctor or a chef and definitely not a singer. I was greatly inspired by all the courageous sisters who experienced coming to a new country, a new culture, and learning the strange and illogical language sometimes called English. Their perseverance and dedication showed me that anything is possible if you put both your mind and heart into it. The SVD community gave me an insight into what it means to live in an intercultural setting, and I never imagined that I would learn to sing and dance in so many different languages and traditions, nor be willing to try, and sometimes fail. Living at Divine Word College has taught me to make the best use of my different talents through activities such as tutoring. It has challenged me to grow in my interpersonal and spiritual relationships. So learning to live with myself, I've come to love living with others as companions on life's journey. The word valedictorian is derived from the Latin valedicere, which means to bid farewell. Today, rather than saying goodbye, I think we're saying hello. Hello to graduate school. Hello to novitiate. Hello back to our homes and communities. But we're leaving as a collective unit, the class of 2015. I leave you with the words of Dr. Seuss, who said, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened." Thank you. God bless.